The next postgame show is presented by Tri-State Audi. Visit your Tri-State area Audi dealer today. Josh Hart and the Knicks pull even. Great start. Hart had 10 points and 9 rebounds. OG Anunoby spectacular tonight. 22 points, 10 rebounds. Cat with the assist here. He had his first career triple-double with 20, 10, and 10. And the Knicks are victorious. The watch party over at MSG watching OG Anunoby and company. Even the series at 2 games apiece as the Knicks win tonight, 114-98. Great to have you with us, everyone, from our Delta MSG studios. Bill Pidto, along with Alan Hahn and Wally Szczerbiak. Simple now. A dominating win for the Knicks. It's 2-2, best of 3, and if you need 2 games at home, you got 2 games at home if you're the Knicks.
That was a tone-setting first quarter. This Knicks team showed up ready to play defense and play physical, and that, to me, sent the tone for the entire rest of the game.
Yeah, what a performance. Josh Hart was amazing.
And speaking of Josh Hart, he now joins us from Atlanta. Josh, thanks for joining us. Congrats on a great game. What was the difference tonight after you guys lost the last 2?
I think we had to just regroup. I think that was the biggest thing. We knew what we did wrong. We just had to correct the mistakes.
And, Josh, it felt like that first quarter was all about setting a tone physically on defense. Was there a change in philosophy, or was it simply just a change in mentality?
No change in philosophy, no change. It was just, where we just lost 2 games that we should have and probably, could have and should have won. So it's about coming out with energy, a sense of urgency, from the jump.
Josh, did you learn anything in the locker room, in your new coaching staff from this year? You guys haven't been in huge playoff games yet with this staff. What did you learn about your locker room after this win?
I didn't learn anything. I think it just reinforced the kind of group that we have. Obviously, it starts with Mike, but the character that we have in the locker room, the coaching staff, and then the player side is amazing. So right now we can't be satisfied with 2-2. So now we got to go get ready to battle on Tuesday.
All right, Josh. Hey, thanks so much for joining us. Congrats on a great game, and we'll see you Tuesday night. Okay.
Appreciate it.
Hart was fantastic setting the tone, guys. 10 points after scoring only 2 points in the last game, 10 points, 9 rebounds. But, Alan, how about his defensive intensity, especially early in the game?
Yeah, I think that's all part of this, right? Because C.J. McCollum had really had himself a good series going into this and was dominating. And Josh Hart, bigger body on him, was saying, give me the ball. Let me take him. I'll slow him down. And then started doing Josh Hart things, Wally. I thought in that second quarter, you had a couple of times where he caused turnovers, got a couple of steals, momentum swing.
I mean, superhero-type plays, really. And, this is a team that's been picking on his roommate, Jalen Brunson, on the defensive end of the floor. So Josh Hart said, I'm going to pick on you right back at you right there, C.J. McCollum. He goes right at C.J. anytime he gets an opportunity. Did a great job defending C.J. McCollum also. There's a lot of inside information that's going on in this series.
Sure.
And you can tell Josh Hart is relishing it.
So Anunoby with 22 and 10. Cat, I mentioned, first career triple-double. Jalen Brunson, 19 points. Didn't shoot especially well, but they didn't really need a great effort from Brunson.
All their defensive focus is on Brunson.
Yes.
That's why all of that, the thing they say, gravity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Brunson's drawn so much of the gravity, and that's where you've been waiting to see Karl Anthony Towns, top of the offense. Let them run some stuff through him. He loves to pass. He fancies himself as a good passer. He certainly showed it in this game. I mean, it just shows you how Anunoby gets a lot on the cuts because they're focused so much on Brunson. Hart gets a lot of stuff more in like the break and in transition. But to me, the difference in this game was what they were running through with Karl Anthony Towns.
The chess match between the coaches.
Yep.
I mean, Mike Brown saw something that the Knicks were not exploiting in the defense the way the Hawks were just hawking Jalen Brunson every time down the floor. And as a result, he just diced him up, with his half-court offense. Put the ball in Towns' hands, put it in Bridges' hands a few times, OG's hands, let someone else initiate the offense. And the Knicks were getting dunks on backdoor cuts. They were overplaying. The Hawks were overplaying with their aggressiveness, length, and activity. And the Knicks completely just ate them up, after they watched the film. Now, you have to be ready for a really good coach on the other side and Quinn Snyder to make some adjustments. And that's the beauty of a 7-game series. Every game starts a totally different tone. So Game 5, get ready for the Hawks to be ready.
And our New York State lottery power player, we're talking Cat to OG. A lot of his assists and setups, Wally, were to OG Anunoby.
Yeah, and OG is an elite finisher. And OG has stepped up and played some of his best basketball in this series. And boy, is he an important piece to have on the chessboard, which the Knicks have. And that's why they went out and got him. For playoff-type situations, defensively, he's locked up Jalen Johnson. Offensively, he's played some of the best basketball of the season. And then when you can get him in space, he is an elite finisher in transition and around the rim. And there you go. Playoff triple-doubles, Karl-Anthony Towns. Add him to the list. Get that man the ball.
Yeah.
Let him initiate the offense.
Look at the bottom, because Towns had 20, right? So the second 20-point playoff triple-double. The last one that was done was by Clyde back in 1969. Like a 20-point triple-double is that's a lot of production. So it does show you a lot. Towns passed the ball a lot in this game. 11 passes to OG Anunoby, 11 passes to Jalen Brunson, the two guys that you're running offense around him. And it's not Nikola Jokic, but it's the same type of idea. Put the big man at the top of the offense and let him be a screener as well as a passer. And it worked brilliantly. We saw it a little bit early in the series. They really went to it big time in this game. And as you said now, what does Quinn Snyder do to try to stop it? What is the adjustment that they have to make now to try to slow that down? Because OG Anunoby, while Towns had a great game, OG Anunoby has been the Knicks MVP in this series so far.
100%.
Yeah, Anunoby 29 in Game 3, 22 tonight. But don't forget, Wall, about the 10 rebounds. I mean, that's critical the way he has rebounded the basketball.
He has been so important because Mike Brown knows how important it is to lock up your stops when you get stops with defensive rebounds. And OG Anunoby has been crashing those defensive boards and really getting a lot of those loose ones. And I think that's been a key to this series because those are the type of players that the Atlanta Hawks have. They have guys like Jalen Johnson, like Nickeil Alexander-Walker, like Dyson Daniels, long and athletic, that they hawk those rebounds. And OG Anunoby and Josh Hart, they have been all over it, and that has been a big part of allowing Mike Brown to open up his offense a little bit with playing some different lineups because OG has been able to obviously lock down his position defensively, but rebound his position at a high level to help Karl-Anthony Towns on the board. So these two guys are elite-level front-court players, and the Knicks finally realized Jalen Brunson has problems just getting the ball over half court. He can't really initiate the offense. Throw the ball up around the three-point line. Then the defense starts to flatten. Then the defense is under pressure. Then the passing angles are much shorter. You make a quick pass, all of a sudden you got a dunk to OG Anunoby. I think that's an adjustment that the Knicks have really made after watching film.
So get the ball at Cat early in the possession.
Early in the possession and at the top of the key or around the three-point line because Jalen can't initiate the offense around the three-point line. He can't get there. Daniels stops him right around half court.
And they're trapping him.
If
you're trying to do any screening with him, they're just trapping him. Right.
So you can't get the ball in any type of aggressive position where you're in attack mode. As a result, the Knicks are like, get rid of the ball, Jalen Brunson, get it to someone else, and then someone else will initiate the offense because there are guys that can do it. And it's been a brilliant game plan.
Atlanta could not shoot. Great defense by the Knicks. Atlanta 10 of 41.
They missed a lot of open ones.
10 of 41, the Hawks from downtown. That was important,
41
too.
threes, too.
Yeah. Watch party across the street, fans, young and old. Get us going early, man. Knicks tie up the series of 2 games apiece. We continue with our extended postgame coverage coming up.
The Knicks postgame show is presented by Audi. Visit your Tri-State Audi dealer today.
Crowd exiting the watch party MSG. Deuce was the chant inside as the Knicks beat the Hawks to even the series of 2 games apiece, 114-98. Speaking of Deuce, got to talk about the bench here, guys.
Yes.
He had 11 from Deuce after he scored 15 in Game 3. Jordan Clarkson, again, meaningful minutes with 7. And Jose Alvarado scored 6 and was all over the court on defense as well.
He had 3 steals, Alvarado did. And, you know, if you were really paying attention, there was a point there in the third quarter where it was an 8-point game, and the Knicks did not score. They get the turnover, and Alvarado gets this chase down steal, his Grand Theft Alvarado steal. And that was a key moment in that game.
That might have been the bucket that pushed it to 10 after the steal, too.
Right, because if you think about it, there's the steal we're talking about. 8-point game. They hit it 3. It's a 5-point game. So you get that steal. OG scores here. You go back up 10. That's
huge.
That's a huge moment. Alvarado was fantastic in those minutes and in his minutes in this game. But this third quarter, Wally, was something special.
It was something special because the Hawks came out to start the third quarter and cut the lead.
Yep.
They really started getting going. Jalen Brunson tweaked his ankle. He went to the locker room, but Alvarado came in and stabilized the offense. That's why they went out and got a backup point guard for moments like this. And then the fourth quarter, Towns to start the quarter, finds Anunoby. Lead pushes over 20. And then the Knicks just continue.
Listen to the crowd. It's a road crowd in the playoffs, man, and he still hears his name.
Yeah, that's so good. The fact that the crowd showed up like that, and everyone showed up on the Knicks roster.
Yep.
And that's what, in the pregame I said, you're not just going to get handed this game. You got to go out there and earn it. Everyone has to play at a high level, play their role at a high level. Yeah. And that was a big-time team effort and team win and a dominating performance. But you cannot relax because the series is only 2-2 and on serve.
The 19 turnovers, that's a big number for the Knicks, 21 points off them. 7 fast break points, don't let that fool you. It was 0 through 3 quarters. They got one early in the fourth quarter. Jalen Johnson got one, and then they got some in garbage time. But really, the majority of this game, the strength of the Hawks, which is transition, that's all they want to do is run. The Knicks, we talked about in the pregame, right, Wally? Like it's you got to get back, you got to match up, you can't get lost in transition. That was another part of the focus that this team had, is to take that strength away.
Is that how they got back in a better fashion? How they do it?
You can't have the live ball turnovers where you're just throwing it all over the map, and then when the Hawks get a live ball turnover, it's like a pick six, goes the other way, easy three-pointer in the corner, an easy dunker, a layup. So the Knicks did a much better job of controlling the tempo, controlling the ball, and I think they did a good job of getting the ball out of Brunson's hands. I think he's got a really tough matchup in this series against Daniels, who he's a liability on the offensive end of the floor because he's such a great defender and he's making Brunson's life so difficult. So let other guys initiate the offense and make things happen. And that takes a lot of trust in Mike Brown to do that at this point in a must-win game, to change a little bit and take the ball out of one of the best point guards and closers in the game and allow other guys to make decisions and make plays. And it worked perfectly, and I think it really caught the Atlanta Hawks off guard.
All right, guys, let us bring in Monica McNutt. She helped call the game on the radio on ESPN New York and now joins us from Atlanta. So, Monica, we've been talking about Jalen Brunson, the defense so good on him that in many ways the Knicks had to get the offense going in another way, and Cat did a great job initiating the offense tonight.
A 20-point triple-double? Yes, emphatically. He did a fantastic job of doing that tonight. And it was one play in particular that I felt like they just kept being able to go to the well, and that was the connection with him and OG Anunoby, particularly on that baseline. If it wasn't a basket, it was a foul by the Hawks. And so it was just really effective. I thought today was the perfect response, guys. And we talk about it a lot in the playoffs. It's hard to manufacture urgency. Well, there was no manufacturing tonight because the situation was imminent danger, and I think the Knicks understood that.
Yeah, situation critical is what we like to say around here, and it showed in that first quarter. We've been talking so much about the tone-setting first quarter that you saw from this team, and it felt like it was more of a physical adjustment rather than any type of strategy. Josh Hart said to us it was just simply they just understood what this game was all about. You're in there in the building. Is that what you saw from this team, was just simply a want it more?
Yeah, that's exactly it, Hahn. And I think pregame, Wally asked me what adjustments could make defensively. And yeah, you could do your best to scheme and bump switch and try not to have this guy guard that guy, but it's still going to happen. So how do you ultimately combat that? With a little bit more effort, more communication. I thought they did a really good job of trying to keep their guys out of difficult spots. We did see the trap defensively. The energy on defense to me was especially notable tonight. And I just thought the effort all around, though, that's the thing that's really important. It wasn't just Josh Hart, who I would give credit for leading the way. But I thought everybody that hit the floor tonight came with a next-level mentality on the defensive side of the basketball, and the three-point shot did fall, but the defense came first.
Yeah, and I'm with you, Monica. And Quinn Snyder's been getting a lot of credit for how he's coaching in this series. I think Coach Mike Brown Monica, deserves some credit today in some of the adjustments that he made. Don't you think he kind of tweaked some things offensively and defensively that seemed to really key the Knicks' victory?
Yeah, I think so, Wally. And I will admit that he put that lineup out there, I think, early in the first quarter. And I was like, okay,
yes.
what's happening here? This is a little different. But his willingness to try different things, I think, really benefited this team tonight. And two guys, there obviously was a lot of conversation about whether or not you want to talk? They can't hear you. Just say, what do you have
guys.
Okay, all right, well.
Come support Game 5.
Definitely do that. Anyway, the mood is joyous. I will say, though, I lost my train of thought.
Adjustments.
I forget.
The coaching adjustments, Monica.
The adjustments, right. So, thank you, guys. So the rotation change in the first quarter, I was like, okay, this is quizzical. But I think as much as we've talked about Mikal Bridges, right, I thought he did a great job of starting this game. I could see where his teammates were taking it on themselves to help him stay engaged and involved. And even in the little moments of competition with the extra chatter tonight, I thought what you saw when it came to both the adjustments and the intensity was a group that played for each other tonight, right?
Yes.
Everybody came in, maximized their role, and covered their teammates back. Literally in the defensive case, in the defensive example, but also just in terms of the energy of tonight's contest. So it was really, really fun to be a part of and watch.
All right, Monica, travel safely back here to New York. We'll talk to you on Tuesday night prior to game number 5.
Sounds good.
Mikal Bridges, by the way, 8 points tonight. Only played 20 minutes, but did score 8 points. Post-game comments from the winning coach. Mike Brown's assessment of tonight's effort. Next. Welcome back, everyone. The watch party across the street at MSG, watching Cat go for his first career triple-double as the Knicks win 114-98. With more on Cat and other things. The Wally Wall with Allen and Wally, guys.
Thank you, Bill. Yeah, we talked so much about the defense and the intensity and all the things, of course, you needed to see in a game like this to even up this series. But we do want to show you some things that happened on offense that really looked good, including, of course, the connection between Karl-Anthony Towns and OG Anunoby. Threw him 11 passes, and it felt like every single one of them ended up in an assist.
Yeah, this is just really good offense and taking the pressure off Jalen Brunson. Look, Brunson's way out at half court. This is what I was talking about. Daniels out on him. The double team comes here. Get the ball out of his hands. Karl-Anthony Towns can do a lot more with the ball. Frees it there. Puts pressure on the defense. Does a good job of using his big body. OG Anunoby, just a simple curl cut. Could have been a handoff. Puts this defender in a really tough position. What's he going to do? Is he going to back off and allow Towns to shoot a three? Or is he going to come back and try to help out OG Anunoby? This is two-man game that splits. This is what Mike Brown talks about, that you can put a defense in a really tough position. Now McCollum's got to come over and help. He gets there late. Anunoby, easy dunk. I mean, the amount of easy baskets that the Knicks offense generated in a playoff game, I mean, that is impressive stuff. That is just accumulation of trusting the whole entire season, developing trust in your actions, in your offense, in your plays, and your continuity. And the Knicks really maximized it tonight when they really needed it most in a must-win game.
50 points in the paint in this game, and that's a big stat for sure. How about passing the basketball around, finding that open shot? 23 assists. This was beautiful passing. It felt like everybody touched the ball in this possession.
And this is how you have to beat a long, athletic Hawks team. You can't always beat them off the dribble because they're long, they're versatile, they cover a lot of ground with their wingspan. But if you move the ball like this, look at this. Open three for Cat. Freeze it there. There's Josh Hart cutting to the basket. Always moving, always open, and Cat looking to pass. If they come in and help, this is scramble mode. This is what you want to do. Spray it out. Josh Hart out to OG Anunoby. Anunoby can take this shot if he wants that shot. That's his shot. Corner three, although here comes Okongwu. Get Brunson a wide open one for once. I mean, the poor guy's dealing with Dyson Daniels hanging all over him all game long. This is a great pass by Anunoby. And Brunson knocked down his open ones, Alan. You made it a point to say it's important when he gets open looks to take advantage and knock them down because he has to force up such tough shots against the defense. But when he got his open ones, he cashed in and nailed them.
Yeah, 3 for 7 from downtown for Jalen Brunson after going 0 for 5 in Game 3. Let's hear from Knicks head coach Mike Brown. His thoughts now, presented by Chase.
You guys did a nice job. You know, we talk about
physicality, on both ends of the floor, and I thought our guys did a nice job with that. One of the things Atlanta likes to do, they like to get out in transition, and we did a pretty good job in defensive transition. To hold a team like that to 7 fast break points is really good. But offensively, in the second half we had five second half turnovers, and that was big because they're a team that turns you over. And when they turn you over, they get out in transition. So taking care of the ball is good. Offensively as well, we talk about hitting the paint and spraying the basketball. And our guys were good. I mean, they had 16 sprays. That's the most we've had so far in these 4 games. And so we were able to get some good looks from the three-point line. And we got to keep making sure that when we do touch the paint, we play off a 2 and we either finish or we play off a 2 and spray the ball the right way. And sometimes that may create a second drive for us. And then, one of the things that we track are the 50-50 balls, and that gives us a barometer at times of how into the game we are. And, we won the 50-50 ball battle 11-19. So good win by our guys tonight.
Mike, I know when you came into this job, you wanted your team to play faster, and I know that didn't necessarily play out how you wanted, but it felt like in this game there was a little bit more oomph in the open floor. It felt like the half-court offense was even a little bit quicker decision. Did you like what you saw just in terms of the pace you guys played with in that first half specifically? Yeah,
I mean, we have to play faster. We still have to play faster, not just in the full court, but in the front court as well. It's a big concept of ours offensively. So our pace has to be there, but it was pretty good tonight.
Mike, was the adjustment today to make a concerted effort, to run offense through Cat as that playmaker? Obviously, he had a triple-double today. He was at the top of the key, finding guys on cuts. Just what did you see from that? And was that the lever that I guess you pulled for the game?
Yeah, we're just trying to find different ways to get Cat the ball. And, obviously one of the ways is playing through the elbow. He had a couple of post-ups. And so trying to move him around, whether he's at the top of the floor, at the elbow, or on the block, but trying to move him around so he can get a few more touches throughout the course of the game.
Mike, I think you mentioned physicality right away.
Yeah.
I think Josh in the second quarter just kind of ripped the ball from guys a couple times. Kind of what you saw, his effort in that quarter to kind of, as you guys opened things up.
Yeah, Josh was really good on the ball. He's got quick feet. He's strong. And when he gets locked in, he's locked in. And, his defensive activity, especially when it comes to ball pressure, was fabulous tonight. He was really, really, really good on the ball, and we needed every ounce of it.
When Jalen struggles with his shot and turns the ball over a little bit, how positive is it, to have two guys like Cat and OG to kind of handle some of the scoring load and pick up some of that load?
It's at the end of the day, it's why it's a team game. Sometimes guys like him can struggle, but the one thing that he continued to do, they got to pay attention to him. They sent double teams at him, which gave other guys wide open looks. And, he set good screens. So he's no matter who it is, if Cat's struggling, he's got to find other ways to help us win. If Jalen's struggling to shoot it, he's got to find other ways to help us win. If OG's struggling to shoot it or not getting enough touches, Mikal, whoever it is, they just got to keep trying to find different ways to help us win. And like I said, Jalen did. He created double teams, which and a couple of them got some wide open looks. If they want to keep doubling, we got to make sure we knock the shot down. He set great screens. So we got to keep doing those little things when we're not shooting the ball, at the highest level, and Jalen did that tonight.
Hey, Mike, what did you think of Josh's defense on CJ, and also kind of what led into that switch coming into this game?
I mean, he didn't guard. Josh guarded Jalen Johnson some too. So we just wanted to move Josh around. But Josh is, his ball pressure is good. Like I said, he's strong. He's got pretty good feet. He's got long arms, and he locks into the ball, and so he's able to get some deflections without fouling because of his long arms. And CJ's a handful. So we just got to keep trying to find ways to show him different looks, which means different guys have to guard him at different times.
Mike, you mentioned the 7 fast break points allowed until like 43 minutes into the game when Dyson had that layup. It was at 0. So basically all in garbage time. What allowed you guys specifically to be so effective defending in transition?
In the locker room, we didn't change anything and with our defensive transition. Our rules are still the same. We just got back, and in the second half, also what helps out is when you have some bad turnovers, that team really thrives off of them, and they get out and they run. And our turnovers, were decent turnovers, and then we only had 5 in the second half, so that helped limit their transition.
What do you mean by decent turnovers?
So if I'm dribbling the ball on the right wing and I see Ian over there, right, and I throw it here and they jump the passing lane, nobody can get back. Does that make sense? If I dribble the ball up the floor and I'm along the baseline and I travel, it's a dead ball turnover, so we go back and set up defense. So live ball turnovers when the floor is not balanced the right way is what can kill you against that team. And we did a pretty good job of not having many of those.
Mike, it might not show up in the stat sheet, but Alvarado's energy was very infectious tonight. Can you talk about his impact for the team and on the team?
No, he was huge, and he hit 2 big threes. He's the guy that they're going to leave open, and he works very hard on his 3-point shooting, and he took the right shots tonight. And then defensively, he tried to be a pest. And so, what he did out on the floor for us gave us a huge lift, especially when Jalen was out.
6 points for Alvarado and 3 steals. Fans across the street at the MSG watch party loving it as the Knicks even the series at 2. Welcome back as the Knicks beat Atlanta 114-98. Scenes from the watch party across the street as they cheered their Knicks to victory. Alex Monaco is standing by now with a former Knick.
All right, I'm here with Knicks alumni Tim Thomas. Tim, great win. You were taking in the watch party. How special was it to be in here with all the Knicks faithful?
I mean, it's a blessing to be in here. Anytime you're in this building, it's a special feeling. Obviously, growing up a Knicks fan, to be here to just, support the crew while they're on the road, it's a great thing. And plus, we get a win tonight, so it's a good thing.
Special place, special group of alumni to take it in with Sprewell and Marbury and all the boys. What a unique moment.
Yeah, definitely, and the guys played well. We was talking in the suite about, we haven't had a game where everybody's kind of played well. Tonight was that night, and they're coming back home, so hopefully we can continue that momentum.
Now, I know you have the players' mindset. You also have the coaches as a local coach. Take me through the mindset from a coach's lens to get the boys ready to rock 2-2 back at the Garden.
I mean, obviously a lot of people would say it was a must-win, but series are meant to be long. Some of them, hopefully you want to go out and kind of sweep teams, but for the most part, series are meant to be long. And the mindset is just quarter by quarter, win each quarter and go from there. But the other thing I talked about, which was having everybody play well. We haven't had a game where most of our guys are scoring in double figures. Tonight was that night. Hopefully we can carry that momentum back home and continue it.
There it is, Tim Thomas with the Knicks formula. Back to you, Bill.
All right, guys, thank you. Knicks had 5 players in double figures, and Mikal Bridges had 8, so he was close to double figures. Time now for our energizing plays presented by C4 Energy. And energy was the operative word here, Alan, for the Knicks, especially earlier in the game.
Yeah, the ball movement, right, but also the body movement. And I thought, again, Josh Hart set a tone with energy defensively in the second quarter. I thought Anunoby was setting the tone with his energy on offense, Wally Ball. And it was also good, although Bridges didn't play out in the second half, he looked good at the start of this game, and that was important, too.
He gave him key minutes, and that was huge. After a really tough game with 0 points, he had 8 points, played some good defense. I think Josh Hart just a couple key steals, really broke the momentum in the backs of the Hawks, and Alvarado came in and gave great minutes. He had 2 steals like that in this game with his Grand Theft Alvarado type stuff. And then OG Anunoby just putting pressure on the rim. Karl Anthony Towns reminding everyone how great he is. He's got a height advantage, skill advantage over everyone out there on the floor. And that was just quite a clinic that this veteran Knicks team put up. And this is why you want veterans in your locker room, because when it's a must-win situation, you gave away 2 games, lost by 1 back-to-back. How do you respond? That's how you respond. You have a young team that at home is looking at each other like, we have no answer for this experience, and that's exactly what happened in this game. So this Atlantic team is going to learn from this experience, and they're going to come out in the next game, and they're going to be better. They're definitely going to be better. So the Knicks have to continue to dominate the way they have, not give Atlanta any life at MSG.
It's about attitude, right? And understanding that you build a big lead, but you got to keep stomping them out. Like, it's not like you can back off.
Exactly.
That's what happened in Game 2. This series, think about what it could be if that doesn't happen.
Right.
So it's the things you have to learn about yourself as a team, which you should have learned by now. But the fact that they had that attitude at the start of this game is simply them sending a message to the Hawks that, okay, we're done messing around in this series. That now has to carry over into Game 5.
We've been talking about the adjustments that Mike Brown has made. How about the playoff rotation? Jose Alvarado initially was not in this rotation. Landry Shamet was. Now Alvarado is getting run, and Shamet, for the most part, is not. We talked about Alvarado's contribution. Here he is now after the game.
It's got to help when you're sitting there early and you're seeing the way the team came out. The starters came out with a lot of intensity and aggression.
Yeah. I mean, it's a desperate game for us. We had to come out like that, and we did what we were supposed to do. But we got to get ready for game 5.
What is it like when you're sitting on the bench and see what Cat's doing?
Amazing, great. No surprise, but you got to come like that every game, which you will.
The bench, big part of this game. Just talk about your mindset getting in the game there.
Just change the game, muck it up, get the guys going, and do all the little things. We do all the little things, we be fine. We know we could score at a high level. We just trying to figure out the little things to do the best way.
For a New York guy to see the New York response from the fans in the building, what was that like tonight?
No surprise. Been seeing it for my whole life, so it's dope to be a part of it.
How much does this now help, the cause and the confidence going back for Game 5?
I mean, it's still with us, stay locked in. And like you said, it was a must-win for us, and now we got to go back home and do what we need to do.
All right, guys, tonight's thrilling moment brought to you by FanDuel Casino. Get your thrill on. Alvarado didn't play at all in Game 1, but he had his fingerprints all over tonight's Game 4.
I just love this part. Like, he's always ready to get in someone's face, to just bring a little bravado, Wally, to the game. Like that. Like, you're not going to punk us, right? Like, just some attitude.
And I think you need his playmaking because
it's ball handling, right, Wally? Second unit.
Jalen Brunson's getting double teamed. He's struggling dealing with Dyson Daniels. So you need other guys that can play make, facilitate the offense, make a play for their teammates. And that's why I think he's gotten these key minutes in this series. I think it's been a good adjustment with the rotation, with how this coaching staff has realized we need a guy that can run the offense, that can run the team, because Jalen Brunson can't at times. He's just dealing with too much length, too much athleticism. So Alvarado has been like, I'm ready to go. You're going to get the defensive effort from him. He didn't hesitate, knocked down a couple huge threes, but I really think it was key because of his ability to run the team, and the Knicks really need a playmaker out there at times because Jalen Brunson is being taken out of that role on this team.
And Deuce McBride's strength is not handling the ball.
His strength is making shots.
Right.
Which he did in this game, too. But with Alvarado, too, knocking down 2 threes, that's a bonus, right? You're getting the intensity of the defense, the ability to bring the ball up the floor. But when he's also knocking down threes that he's going to get open looks on, I mean, that's exactly what he needs to do, because if you're going to leave him open, he's got to make you pay. He did tonight.
Great efforts up and down the Knicks lineup tonight. The Knicks took the lead about halfway through the first quarter and never looked back tonight as they beat the Hawks 114-98. Series now to 2 games apiece. Back now from the quarter 3, presented by Michelob Ultra Superior Light Beer. Karl Anthony Towns, first career playoff triple-double, and OG had 22 and 10 each now at the podium.
Experience teaches you a lot. I mean, just because we won one game, playoffs is always, you win a game, you're the best team in the world, highs are highs, and then when you lose, you're the low and the worst team ever. So just staying on the wave, being in that middle ground, and just consistently trying to find ways to get better and improve as the series goes along. Next game is going to be the most important game, the most desperation we need to present to the fans and to ourselves. And it's going to be important for us to protect home court, especially with our fans in our home.
Kat, speaking of the fans, could you feel the Knicks fans tonight? The atmosphere?
Knicks fans travel all around the world. You know, it's even more special. I already knew how special the Knicks fans were from last year, but to be going to Abu Dhabi in preseason and see the stadium packed with Knicks fans is crazy. So they travel around the world. They bring us so much love and energy and just passion that you could just feel that kind of passion in the building, and it helps us feel like every game we play, no matter if it's away or in Abu Dhabi, around the world, it's a home game.
One question for each of y'all, starting with OG. Just first, what did you like about the team's response after those 2 tough losses that you guys came off of?
Just our intensity. You know, we came out, we were physical from the start. We got stops and then ran out on offense, moved the ball. Guys were hitting shots, and it's just the energy was really infectious.
And then, Kat, just with all the assists, I'm wondering what's the feeling for you when you're able to find somebody with one of those passes and they're able to convert, and then you start to look up and you see the assist count going 1, 2, 4, 6, 10.
I mean, I don't know if I was looking up for that, but you know, just to see my teammates being special and to be able to get them involved is something I truly enjoy, even more than hitting a shot. Just to see people like OG consistently making the right read on the cut and back door, whatever the case may be against the defense, and doing something special is, you know, it brings me joy and it brings me the most energy back.
Kat and OG hooking up on a number of great plays. And how about Kat to Jordan Clarkson? Clarkson was effective again off the bench with 7. His post-game reaction coming up. Welcome back, everyone. A reminder to stream Knicks pre- and post-game coverage during the playoffs, plus hours of on-demand content anywhere you go. Download the Gotham Sports App. It's free with your MSG TV subscription. Sign in and start streaming today. Knicks beat the Hawks by 16. Jordan Clarkson, 7 points off the bench. Here he is now in the post-game locker room.
Can you talk about your team's aggressiveness right from the start tonight, the way you guys came out?
Yeah, just aggressive, just opposing our will on the other team and concentrating on what we wanted to do. And that's all the little details, boxing out, trying to stop them in transition and play our game.
I don't think they had a fast break point until late in the fourth quarter. That says a lot right there.
Yeah, we just got to continue to make steps in the right direction and take care of business at home. And that's the next game, so that's the most important.
What's it like to see the way Kat played tonight? What does it do for the overall confidence of the team?
It's really good. He's had a great series. He's continued to bring a lot of looks for us. Continue to be aggressive when he goes to the rim, shooting the 3. We asked him to do a lot defensively as well. He's protecting the rim. He's just doing a really good job. So just take it up another notch, and we know they're going to come back and try to punch us in the mouth when we at the crib. So we got to be ready.
And finally, the bench, just the way you guys supported. You know, when you guys needed a rest, you came in and kept the heat on them.
Just bringing energy. That's what we need to do as a bench group. Keep an impact in the game.
Obviously, you know, there's a sense of urgency there, down 2-1 and giving away 2 games that we should have won. So we had that sense of urgency, you know, from the jump, and now we have to be ready to have that sense of urgency from the jump in Game 5.
Josh, you just talk about the bench and the way they contributed to it.
Yeah, 100%. They gave us, obviously, you know, good points and all that, but they gave us great energy. They gave us great activity, offensively, defensively, you know, digging in and taking the challenge. So they were huge for us today. And like I said, we got to not be satisfied with this, but continue to build off of it.
What does it mean mentally and your confidence-wise when Kat comes out and plays the way he did?
Yeah, I mean, he's one of those guys that can take over a game. And, you know, we have to make sure that we do a great job of finding him when he's open. You know, he's a hub. He's a guy that can score the ball but also pass the ball and find guys when they're open. So we have to continue to do that.
It looked like early on you guys just went to the paint. You guys decided to go inside.
Man, we played the game how the game showed us to be played.
Josh, how encouraging is it for this to be the response to adversity for you guys?
I mean, I don't think anything encouraging about it. I think it was just reinforced the kind of guys that we have in this locker room. You know, we've put ourselves in this position. And I know, like, the character that we have, we were ready to answer back today. And like I said, be ready to build off of it for Game 5.
Hart 10 points, 9 rebounds. Jalen Brunson calling it a night with 19 points. Cat the triple-double, and the Knicks win at 114-98. Welcome back, everyone. And Alan, you want to talk about OG Anunoby?
He's had, I said it earlier in the show, I think he is the MVP of this series so far for the Knicks for what he's been able to bring at both ends of the floor and on the boards. And you've got to look at not just the shooting, 56% now through 4 games. He's shooting 11 for 21 from downtown. Like, he is, like, locked in right now with his three-point shooting. Another game today, 3 for 6. When you're getting that kind of production out of him and you know the defense and rebounding too,
well, that's what the Hawks are daring the Knicks to beat them.
With other people.
They're taking Jalen out of the game, and they're making Towns and OG beat them, and they beat them soundly tonight.
Yes.
So they're going to have to be ready to do the same thing on Game 5. And I love the way this team is talking. It's a 2-2 series right now. It's on serve. You know, this thing is still a 3-game series. This isn't over.
Right.
So the Knicks have to continue to play at this high urgency, high level, and utilize OG and Towns at a high rate, because you know Atlanta's probably going to continue to dare everyone else to beat them because they don't want Brunson to beat them.
boy, you feel good, though, coming back to Madison Square Garden to play this game.
One.
Absolutely.
Huge.
Tuesday night, Game 5. Game 6 is Thursday. If necessary, Game 7 next Saturday. Josh Hart all over the action tonight. Knicks pull even. 2 games apiece is now the series score. Welcome back, everyone. Jalen Brunson tonight, 19 points, now 3rd all-time in Knicks history in playoff points scored, and this is, of course, only his 4th playoffs. 13:59, one more than Willis Reed. And here is Brunson after the game.
I like the way we responded. Yeah, very pleased.
What did you make of the way Cat was moving the ball, 10 assists? It looked like it was just in a rhythm, finding guys from the top of the key.
Yeah, I mean, he was doing a great job just playing off of him. And he was just being great decision-making and all that, and really put us in a position to win. And he helped create that lead with his play, and it was just a big-time performance from him.
Miles was talking about yesterday, backs against the wall, come out with more intensity, don't leave anything out there. Did you feel that early on, that you guys had raised the intensity level?
Yes.
And how did you feel? How did that play out on the court?
I think for the most part, we understand what they're capable of. They're a very good team, very well coached. They do a lot of the little things, and they're very detail oriented, you can tell. And so for us, we just had to up everything that we had to do. I think the way we fought back in Game 3 was helped us for this game. Obviously, we didn't win Game 3, but I think the way we played in that second half as a team propelled us to play the way we did tonight. We just got to continue to push that forward.
What do you think you saw from today, from Josh's physicality, defense, whether it was CJ or Jalen he was on?
Yeah, he does what's asked of him 9.5 times out of 10. And, I mean, we can joke around and say all the things I say about him, but this one thing that he's going to do, he's going to go out there and compete, and he'll do that night in and night out.
Hart's defensive intensity key tonight. Brunson, 19 points. There's one of his 3 made threes. Stay with us. All right, so Game 5 is Tuesday, 7:30 pregame. Game 6 Thursday back at Atlanta, and if necessary, Game 7 is next Saturday. Series all knotted up at 2 games apiece. The Knicks win tonight 114-98, just about a must-win. And the Knicks were great from the opening tap. OG Anunoby, 22 and 10. Jose Alvarado, big minutes off the bench, had a couple of threes. And Cat, his first career triple-double. Jalen Brunson went for 19. Knicks knot up the series at 2 games apiece. They win at 114-98, setting up a pivotal Game 5 back here in New York on Tuesday night. We'll see you for our pregame show at 7:30. Pre- and post-game coverage throughout the playoffs right here on MSG. Want more than just a post-game show? Link your eligible TV subscription to stream Knicks games free or subscribe today in the Gotham Sports app. Just go to gothamsports.tv to learn more.